Hi everyone, I'm your instructor for Physics 110, and because it's an online course, when you log into Blackboard you will see two sections for this course. One is, as you can see here, General Physics 110 is the course name and the code, and section is 81. So your section number is 81, and whenever you need to communicate with me, please mention that your section number is 81. Since I have multiple sections in different formats, I need to know your section. The first one that you have in the Blackboard is going to end with L. As you can see here, 81L. L is for lecture here. So whenever you log into Blackboard, if you need to do anything about the lecture, you need to come to the lecture section. The second one is the same section number 81, however it ends with B, that is for the lab. So there's going to be weekly labs that you need to come to Blackboard to submit them. So for the lab part, it's really weekly. I created them as tests. So whenever you go to course materials on the lab side, you will see these tests that I prepared for you as a lab. So you just need to basically submit them on time, since there won't be any late submissions or extensions allowed. I don't give makeups. Instead, I drop the lowest lab grade. So let's go over everything here that you see once more, just to make sure everything is clear. And if you have any questions, whether it's being about the concepts or the course itself, just write me an email. And my email address is, again, under my name. You can find it, or in the syllabus under course information as well. There is my email address. So this online section of Physics 110 is designed in a way that the lectures are asynchronous, which means that the students is going to be going over the material that is provided here on the weekly guide. So I created 1 unit per week. So I want you to go over everything you have under these units, 1 per week. So unit 1 is for first week, unit 2 is for second week. So when you click on these units, you will see that you will see that I put actually the PowerPoint slides, which I'm not sure if you really need to have them, but if you want to go over in summary, you can go over them. But what I want you to do and recommend you to do is to read the book and come here and watch these short videos I prepared. I sometimes added some extra videos from YouTube, which I found to be not too long and also clear enough to explain the concepts. As I said, the first videos is prepared by me, so I try to explain the concepts in short videos or solve questions that is going to help you to do your homeworks and test questions, hopefully. So if you need extra videos other than what you can find here in the weekly guide, please let me know on what do you need help on. Like if you go over an example in the book and cannot understand the solution or cannot solve the question in the homeworks correctly, just write me an email and let me know what is it that you need extra help with. I can prepare a video and upload here, or I can just arrange an office hour, and basically I'll do my best to help you. And if you struggle at any point, just let me know. So again, on the weekly guide, you have these units which you need to go over, and I recommend you to go over them after you read the book, but you can do vice versa, like watch the videos first and then go back to book and read, whichever is going to be helpful. Just go over these materials. I put also some clicker questions to make sure that you understand the concepts clearly. So please don't wait until the last week before the test, so that's going to be a lot of things to cover. So going back to syllabus, so what we have here is that my office hours are 9 to 10, Tuesdays and Wednesday in my office, which is N680, in person and online. I put the time that is Thursday 9 to 10, however, I will do my best to accommodate you if this is not possible for you to have a meeting online. And again, just write me an email whenever you need to ask me anything, or if you're struggling with a concept or a question, just write me an email. And if you cannot handle over an email, we can definitely arrange a meeting that would fit your schedule. Basically, in this course, we have three components. One is laboratory, which is on the lab section on Blackboard, as I showed you before. Second is homeworks. The book is basically assigned by the department, as you see the information here. So I use publisher's website for homeworks and tests, which is basically Connect, Macro Hills Connect. So when you create a username and log in, you will see that you have 4 chapters. Due dates, I put them until the test 1 date. But again, please don't wait until the last week to do all the homeworks just before the test, because that's going to be a lot of things to cover, and I don't think you can really manage to do them all in 1 week. And I gave you infinite number of trials for homeworks, especially just so you can get like high grade. I use the highest attempt, so do them. I would recommend at least 2-3 times to do these homework questions, especially before tests. Go over them again. Once again, I use the highest attempt, so don't hesitate to do them multiple times. I actually recommend you to do them multiple times, at least 2-3 times, until you get something more than 90. Because the test basically is going to be based on your homework questions. So that's very important. Please go to weekly guide, go over the course material and concepts, 1 chapter per week. Do the homework for that chapter, and then 4 weeks later we will have a test 1. 4 more weeks later we will have test 2. And tests are going to be about the chapters prior to that test. So test 1 is going to be about the first 4 chapters. Test 2 is going to be about second 4 chapter. I skipped chapter 9 and 14. That's why I named the weekly guide with units instead of chapter or week. So the test 3 is going to be about chapter 10, 12, 13. Test 4 is going to be about chapter 15, 16, 17. The dates of the tests are announced on a pinned announcement on the lecture side. When you log on to Blackboard and get into lecture section, you will see them here. So I keep the test open for 24 hours, so please put some marks or reminders in your calendar to not miss these tests, and they're not going to be changed. The date of the tests are fixed, and then there's not going to be any extension or a makeup, so don't miss them, okay? I keep them 24-hour open. However, you will have 1 hour 45 minutes to complete each test, where you have 35 questions. Some of them are going to have multiple choices, and so time-wise, you won't have any problem with short times or anything like that if you have studied before, of course. If you didn't, then probably even a whole day is not going to be enough. Anyway, so make sure that you take the tests on time and submit them, finish them before the due date, which is basically 10 a.m. on 24 hours after it started, which means like February 25th, 10 a.m. is the last moment you can submit them. Otherwise, it's going to be submitted automatically. So you cannot really start 5 minutes before the deadline of the test and then expect to have 105 minutes. You won't, because the system is going to automatically submit at the deadline. So give yourself enough time to complete the tests and submit them yourself. So as I given the welcome announcement, the information and the link for the Connect website, where you will have the homeworks and tests. The major thing in the course is basically, again, lecture materials that you need to go over on your own time, and the labs that are weekly, so you need to go to the lab section and submit those. And for the labs, I gave 3 trials. For the homeworks, you have infinite attempts. However, for the lab, each lab is going to have 3 trials with no penalty, so don't hesitate to take them again and again until you get the answers correctly. And when you submit the lab, you will see which questions you're getting anything wrong if you do. So I would suggest you to write down the questions in your first trial to do them correctly in your second trial, and some numbers might be coming with different numbers the next time you try them, so make sure that you're using the current numbers in numerical questions. Do not put extra characters in your numeric answers or in verbal answers, please. Don't put extra things other than what is being asked in the question. I go over your answers and try to give you the credit if it deserves anyway, but just so to be clear, don't put extra zeros, and don't do rounding off too much because there is, I believe, 5% error margin. And again, use all 3 trials to increase your grades for these homeworks. Again, I use the highest attempt for the lab and for the homework. For the homework, you have infinite trials, but for the lab, you have only 3. Again, lab, there is no late submission allowed, nor a makeup or extension, so just do them on time and submit them before their due date. Let me go back to syllabus to see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, the percentages of the components we have, like I said, we have labs, homeworks, and tests. So each test is 10%, homework's average is going to be 30%, and the lab average is going to be 30%. For labs, I want you to have at least 60 in average to be able to pass this course. So make sure that you're not just skipping all the labs, or like, I don't know, I mean, don't skip anyway, because 30% is a high percentage for the total grade. So if you really miss so many labs, even if I drop the lowest lab, it's not going to help you too much if you keep, you know, missing all the labs. So this is the schedule of the course, like I did go over before. I'm going to keep this video short, so I hope I answered your questions. If you have more questions, just write me an email, and have a good day. I hope you enjoy your semester with me.